My first thoughts when you were talking about that is, especially coming from someone like me who actually doesn't know a lot, like my kid can't come home and tell me something that they heard and then me like, no, like I would probably be like, oh, okay, well, I have to look that up.
Right. Which is fine.
But that actually might be the best way to go about it. Even if you do know it or you don't know it, look it up with your child, or if it's not appropriate or whatever, but like look into it and then just talk about it and
make it a learning opportunity.
Make it a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
That way, because that is the way we should look at it. I feel like usually, especially if you're on like a certain side, political side, it's easy to just kind of be like, well, this is what that side believes, so here it is.
Right.
And then that's it. Instead of us actually being like, okay, well, what's going on? What's the situation? What's all the chaos about? What do we think? Not what does this side or this side think? What do we think? And then we can go from there.
Yeah. And that's such a beautiful place to really kind of start this conversation at, because we got to stop with the sides thing.
Yeah.
I hate sides. Mostly I'm just kind of a fighter type of person.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever someone tries to box me in any type of way, I hate being restrained. Like you can ask my mom, as a baby, they had to put me in a straitjacket when they were trying to do ear tubes when I had ear problems as a baby. And I broke out of that straitjacket and I ripped the IVs out of my arm and blood went splattering everywhere. And I don't like being restrained. And you can kind of hear it in my voice. I'm a little agitated, but not in a negative way. I want this to be a positive conversation because I want people to be free and I want people to live in liberty.
Mm-hmm.
And we've forgotten what those words mean. If you don't remember, go look it up. Hopefully they haven't changed the definition of what liberty means, but I want people to live with agency. I want people to live with these things that are so instrumental to us as individuals in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first step to doing that is to stop placing yourself on a side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need to do what's best for you as the individual, and you need to do what's best for you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is both sides have interests that are not in your interest.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people just kind of make accommodations isn't the right word that I'm looking for, but it's basically they make, oh man, I have all these words that aren't the correct word running through my mind, but they basically excuse those things that, I don't agree with those.
Exceptions?
They make exceptions for things. Like I don't agree with that, but like I mostly agree with this side, so I guess I'm on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to stop doing that. We need to have honest conversations about each and every issue that is placed on the table.
Yeah.
And we don't do that. And what sucks nowadays is on social media, you're discouraged from questioning.
Yeah.
If you question, people automatically assume your side.
Yeah, or that you're attacking.
Right.
Your question
is
an
attack. So no one
can
ever grow. No one can ever learn because you're reprimanded for questioning.
Mm-hmm.
No. You're supposed to believe this.
Yeah.
And I know for me personally, I just don't say as much on social media. Like there are sometimes things get the best of me and I'll put something out and then I hate myself for putting it out because people like rush to the comments to like leave their opinions. And I'm like, I ain't responding to you, because years ago I decided that responding to people in comments is worthless.
Yeah.
Arguing with people on Facebook is worthless.
Yeah.
Stop doing it. You're not changing anyone's minds. The only way you're going to change someone's minds if you're sitting across from someone that I'm doing right now with you, and we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
And we've placed an issue on the table and we said, this is what we're going to talk about right now. And you're going to give your opinion and I'm going to shut up while you tell me your opinion on it. And then I'm going to give you my opinion and you're going to shut up while you listen to me. We've lost that. We've lost that. And man, I'm just worked up right now. But because no, you go.
No, go ahead.
You want me to go?
Mm-hmm.
I can keep going forever. Just because this is something that is so meaningful to me. I want people to have, like I said before, agency, which means that they have personal accountability and responsibility over their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to look to government to see if they're doing something right. They don't have to look to their peers to see if they're doing something right. They're responsible and completely in control of their own life.
Mm-hmm.
And the outcome of their own life. And that really deals with this thing that's going on in our country right now, when the difference between equality and equity.
Mm.
You know, we shouldn't all have the same opportunity for outcome, because some people suck at life and some people try harder.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a real basic way. And I'm not diminishing the argument that's being presented
Mm-hmm.
with equity.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a crap argument that just is seeking to divide us as humans, just like our political parties are seeking to divide us as humans.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fight anything that is divisive, because it's going to come into our home.
Mm-hmm.
And it already, as we saw in 2020, the way that people were so divided in our politics and in our political conversations that were going on last year,
Mhm.
whether it was the racial inequality, whether it was the coronavirus, whether it was whatever, Trump, Biden, whatever your side is, it infiltrated our families.
Mhm.
People couldn't even get together on Thanksgiving
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
because they were so ingrained in their side.
Yeah.
And I'm done with it.
Mhm.
As anyone listening to this podcast is like, whoa, sorry, I'm done with this.
Mhm.
The division needs to stop, and it needs to stop with you. The buck has to stop somewhere. It's like we talked about back when we did the podcast on marriage. You know, marriage is not a 50-50 thing. It's 100-100.
Mhm.
You got to bring all of yourself to that. You take responsibility for your marriage.
Mhm.
Take responsibility for your part in the marriage, which is to give all of yourself to that other person. And their responsibility is to give all of themselves to you.
Right.
That's marriage. And like in these scenarios, it's not someone else's responsibility to start fighting the division that's happening in our country. It needs to be all of our
Yeah.
responsibilities. All of our responsibilities. You can stop arguing with people on social media. You can stop just kind of blocking your friend on social media or in real life because they believe a certain thing. I'm not saying that you need to exhaust yourself on people that just wear you out because of their rhetoric or because of their views, and they are trying to slam it down your throat or anything like that. I'm just saying we need to start doing something to end this division that's happening in our country, or we're not going to have a country.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? You just watched a clip from one of our Just Breathing podcasts. If you want to see the full version, you just hit the link in the description below. Or if you want to just keep watching clips, we got some more right here. Thanks, everybody.